Bill McIntosh teaches AI non-stop. Success is his game, marketing's his fame. McIntosh, the marketing ace, follow his lead to the winning place. With AI become a spin, join him now, learn to win. Learn his way, don't delay. If you do, you'll make your fortune today.
Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Bill McIntosh, and glad to be here with you. So on this show, we will be talking about entrepreneurship, all things digital marketing, all things as far as building a business on the internet. And I've made it my mission. About 10 years ago, I had a soul-searching moment, and I wanted to find out what could I do to have the biggest impact on the planet before I check out and left. And that was by helping my fellow entrepreneur like you. And over the years, I've been doing this now over 25 years, building and growing successful online businesses. And I've generated over $100 million in revenue over all that time. And so now I focus heavily on helping entrepreneurs with training and education, like on this show, and by offering software and other solutions and tools that can help them start, build, grow, and scale their businesses. So I'm glad you're here. And if you'd like to start, build, and grow a successful business, then you're in the right place. And today we're going to be talking about newsletters. So these are email newsletters, which is a phenomenal business model. You can add one to an existing business as a great way for promotion, for marketing, and even for money making. But the ones I'm going to show you today, they're an entire business model in and of themselves. So I'm going to show you five, let's count them five, different models, different, very unique and unexpected ways that you can start with no experience, no previous list, from zero, and you can ramp them up and get them profitable. And I'll show you some case studies of people who did just that. And there are five really unexpected, unique, different things that you can do to make money with an email newsletter. So that's going to be our main topic for today. And then, of course, since we're live, I'll be answering your questions and doing everything I can to help you out in the chat. Of course, I got producer Nick here, and today he's actually with me on location. And, we forgot to sort out the microphone situation. So
I'll yell. I'll use a megaphone, and we'll just talk into your microphone.
Yeah, so can you guys hear producer Nick? Because he's over there while my mic is right here. So let's do a mic check. Test it again. Shout.
Hello.
Is that working out for you guys? Let me know. Yeah, we didn't solve that prior to going live. Okay. Regina says that we can hear you. Okay, fantastic. Then I have an important question first. Since we know we can hear you, Nick, I have a question for you. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did the frog take the bus to work?
Why?
Because the car got towed away.
I like that one. That's good.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Is that a good one? What would you rate it? Oops, I knocked the microphone here.
It's all right. It's like a 6.5.
A 6.5. All right. Audience, would you agree? Is that on the scale of dad jokes, from 0 being like horrible groan worthy to 10 being amazingly funny? Give me your best rating. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, we're going to get into today's content. And one thing I want to do before we dive into the content is I want to let you all know that I can help you with starting, building, and growing your business. One of the very first things that you need to do is, number one, you need to have a great website up and live on the internet. If you don't have a website, you'll never make money with an online business. So you must have a website, number one. Number two, you must have something that you can either sell or give away in order to attract a list and to start to build your online business. Well, I can help you with all of those things, and we have some powerful tools and done-for-you services that my team can help you do just that. So if you'd like to use some powerful AI technology that will literally launch your entire business, from registering your domain name to helping you pick what kind of a niche market or what kind of topic you're going to be going into, creating your content, even creating products that you can sell or give away, writing your email sequences, creating videos, audios, making your logo for your brand new business. It does all of it and a lot more. And if you're interested in that, I wanted to have you spend some time, book a demo with me. You can go to pushbutton.ai/demo. And producer Nick, if you could share that for me in the chat, but just head there, pushbutton.ai/demo. We'll jump on Zoom with you, show you the technology, and talk to you a little bit about your goals as an entrepreneur to see if the technology can help you achieve them. And right now we are in a closed early bird access state. So if the technology is something that looks like it can help you, then we might invite you to get access. If you'd like to get access to those tools, or maybe you'd like to hire my team to build the whole thing out for you. Either way, head on over there. Pushbutton.ai/demo is where you can get all that information. Fantastic. Well, then with that, and I'm going to go pin that. Let me just go in there and pin message. There we go. I'll pin that to the top. And then with that, we're going to be getting into today's content. Now, one of the things that I want to mention is I am going to be recording this. So you might hear me make notes for my editor. You might hear me talking, doing retakes, but I'll be doing that live. And then as soon as I'm done recording the segment, we're going to go to your live questions. So I'd like you to be thinking about the business models, the techniques, the strategies that I'm going to be sharing, and then any commentary, questions, feedback, please pop those into the chat box. And then after I'm done with the segment, we will be answering all of your questions. Cool, cool. So then let's do this. I'm going to share my screen. There we go. We'll come back to me. I almost closed the wrong window. Okay. And I'm going to get the browser loaded up over there. Go to presentation mode, full screen, and why is this thing not scrolling? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It won't. Okay, now it's.
You figured it out?
I got
Okay.
it. Yes, I almost needed tech support, but we did it. All right, got to get some caffeine, and we're going to get started. All right, here we go. Maybe you've heard about newsletters. That's where you can actually have an entire, I'm going to do a retake here. Here we go. Take two. You've probably heard about email newsletters as a business model. Let me tell you, they are profitable. And the cool thing about them is that if you have little to no experience, they're relatively easy to start and quick to be able to get to a point of profitability. And today I'm going to be showing you five, let's count them, five different business models. They're very unique, a little bit weird and unexpected, but when you use the strategies I'm going to show you, and each one of these models, I have a case study that goes along with it, and you'll be able to see exactly how they're easy to start, why they're ideally suited for beginners, and how you can scale them up to maximum profit. And I want to start out by talking about somebody named Jennifer Chow. And Jennifer, let's see here, I forgot to get my teleprompter thing. Okay, note for editor, we'll obviously clean that up. Okay, come on. And okay, bear with me, everybody. Let's go here. And in just 4 months, she launched her newsletter and made over $16,000 with it. And she's not the only one making money with an email newsletter business. If you stick around, you'll see how people like Hamza, not the Hamza, the famous marketer, but a different guy, how he was able to pull off $200,000 in just 6 months with his newsletter. And here, let's do, okay. Yeah, note for Nick. I think when we do a teleprompter, I'm not going to use slides at all. So for the future. So note for editor, we'll clean this up here. And I'm going to back up just a minute. 1 second here. Okay, here we go. So take 2, we're going to edit out the Hamza part or Hamza and pick it up from here. Okay. Stick around to the end of the video and you're going to see people like Hamza, and it's not the famous marketer that you know, a different one who started out with just 2,000 Twitter subscribers and leveraged that into a $200,000 payday in just 6 months with his newsletter. But the question becomes, where do you start, especially if you have a full-time job? Who's got the time overall? Okay. Wow, this one's got lots of work for the editor. Note for editor, pick it up here. Who has the time to launch and blow up a newsletter business on top of a full-time job? Or maybe you're a new parent or somebody who's working 2 jobs. Unfortunately, most newsletter businesses just aren't a fit with people on a tight schedule. But what if I told you there were 5 newsletter ideas that you could launch and grow on just a part-time schedule? And what if these ideas were so simple, you could sit down and get your newsletter going in just a single afternoon? And lucky for you, I dug around and found 5 newsletter business ideas that you could sit down and launch this afternoon. So let's dive in. Okay. Okay, done with that. Now, let's go back here. We're going to share the screen. And on this presentation, we have a deck, show notes, and all the stuff that you need to be able to implement what we're talking about in this segment. And you can download that for free. All you got to do is be a subscriber to our 100% free Ingeniosity newsletter that will be sent out to all Ingeniosity subscribers. You'll see a link down below where you can download and grab that. And let's go over to the deck now. Okay, so these are the 5 profitable newsletter ideas. Of course, there's Jennifer there who made $16,000 in 4 months. And let's go down here. All right. Newsletter idea number 5. And we're counting them down from 5 to the number 1 best idea at the end. And number 5 is a local newsletter. And what we're doing here is we're featuring Ryan, who created a local newsletter for Annapolis area. He actually talks in his email newsletter just about his local community, and he has cashed in to a 18,000 subscriber newsletter that makes over $200,000. Now, the crazy thing about this is that 18,000 subscribers, that's almost half of the population that lives in his town. And he did all of that as a solo business owner, just all by himself. And I like local newsletters because there's a low barrier to entry, right? You don't have to have any specialized knowledge. All you have to do is know about your local area. That's it. And there's low competition. So at least for now, there are not a lot of people doing this, shockingly, but it is a massive opportunity. Now, if there's okay, let's see here. Okay, note for editor, we'll clean this up. And the thing is, your local area, there's a high demand for people to want to know what are the good businesses to go at? What are the events? What are the news? What's happening? What's going on in your local area? and people are continuously interested in this. So it's an evergreen, in-demand source of content that becomes very, very easy to create your weekly newsletter about your local area. Now, you can easily get a large population to subscribe to your newsletter, just like Ryan did. And if you're in a smaller city, by the way, people might get worried that it's going to be harder. And in many ways, it might be easier than if you lived in a large, huge metropolitan city. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. All right. Moving on. Idea number 4. Affiliate newsletters. Now, this one is something that you hear me talk about a lot. You hear me talking about affiliate marketing, which is when you promote someone else's product or service and you get paid a commission for doing so. And in this example here, you can see here with Capital Friday did a, let's see here. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay. Did a feature here on Hamza, who created routines.club. And you can see here that he's up to making $200,000 with that business. Now, all he does, shockingly, is talk about morning routines. Meaning, what do successful people do in their mornings? And he merely talks about that. But now what he does is he plugs different products, services, tools, software, whatever the audience might be interested in. He just naturally talks about products that they want, that they need, and that solve problems related to his niche. And then he's promoting affiliate links. So when he drops a link and makes a product recommendation, these are not like paid sponsorships. It's a commission. So that if someone clicks and someone buys the product that he recommends, he gets paid a commission. Now, you can do this in almost any niche market you can imagine, and you don't have to have your own product or service. So this makes the barrier to entry very low. You just talk about a passionate niche market that has unique problems that they want to solve and goals that they want to achieve, and you just talk about it and naturally promote good quality products and services that can help that audience, and you get paid a commission when you do so. And as you can see here, his site is routines.club. That's the famous routines of famous and successful people. And an example place, I love going to ClickBank. I'm a big fan of ClickBank for different kinds of affiliate offers. So I'd recommend you check there first. Moving on. Idea number 3. This is the idea of a curated newsletter. What the heck does that mean? Well, this is when you collect resources, links, things from around the web, and you just share them with your audience. That's it. You're like a museum curator, right? A museum curator collects up interesting and educational things and shares them with the people going through the museum. So you are a curator in your niche market. So you could pick any niche of anything that whether it's something that you're interested in or something you know that there is a lot of money in, but you pick your niche market, and then all you do is you do a sharing of the latest news, industry information, trends, helpful tips, advice. You don't have to create any. That's literally zero original content. You just reshare interesting stuff that you find. And as you can see here, let's take a look at this one. This is a one-man business who has created a multi-million-dollar business. Over $5 million in revenue as a one-man business who's just curating, collecting, and sharing information about his newsletter. Okay, and you can see here 150 grand a week coming in from that newsletter. Pretty crazy. So we'll go back here and back full screen. So once again, all he did was find interesting stuff, and share those links with his audience. And he cashed in and made all of that money. So let's move on. Number 2. This one is a little surprising, and I'm very intrigued by this, okay? This is a newsletter that all they do is interview people by email. So they find experts in their market or people that they find intriguing or interesting, and they get them to agree to do an email newsletter. They send them over a set of written questions, they get answered, and they publish them in their weekly newsletter. And you can see here, this is the newsletter right here, by the way. So this is it's called Founderoo. And so they interview business founders. And so here's an example of one of them interviewing this guy here, Andrew Camphy. Now, this interview, again, just an email interview. They sent them a list of questions, learned about the story of this person founding their business, and then they're sharing it with their audience. So they just email interview people. That's it. That's the entire business model. This one is very intriguing to me because it seems like a very low effort way to meet cool people, meet interesting people who are connected, get to know them, and get to share a little bit of information, a little bit of their insights, a little bit of their tips and advice. And it doesn't require for you to jump on camera. You don't have to jump on mic. You don't have to do a podcast. And here's the other reason why I really love this one. I know for me, I am not a consumer of podcasts. So, like when two people sit down and they just do an interview and, like Joe Rogan will do like those crazy epic 4-hour ones. But I am a busy person. I don't have 4 hours to sit down and listen to a podcast to try to find 1 or 2 nuggets out of it that have value to me. So I don't personally consume a lot of podcasts. But here, you can do this without having to sit and listen to a 2-hour podcast. You actually get the same kind of value. It's like a written podcast in a sense. And for people that are short on time and just want to get to the meat of it, this is a fantastic product. And I really love this business model. So let's move on to number 1. Repurpose what you're already doing. If you're already working in an industry, you're already an expert in your industry, or maybe you're in an industry that the public is interested in, all you have to do is talk about your job. Now, this may sound incredibly boring to you, but trust me, there's a lot of people out there who want to hear from you. And let me show you this example here of someone who took their 9-to-5 and he now took his background in managing car dealerships to 550,000 followers, 65,000 readers of his newsletter, and an incredibly profitable little business here. Okay. Now, all he did is he took his background from working as a car dealer, as I think a general manager, if I remember that right. So he turned this into a massive business. And he is doing something which is a little bit of a hybrid, which I find interesting. So he's actually doing a little bit of both, where he is both talking to, let me just go down to the end. Let me see. Note for editor, you can clean this up. Okay. So he's both talking to the industry, but he also shares tips and advice that is useful for the consumer who are interested in buying a car. So he touches in both areas. But I probably, if I were starting my newsletter from the very beginning, I would pick one or the other. I would try to talk as an industry insider to my peers, or to, let's say that I have a successful career in a particular industry. It could be something as simple as nursing. Let's say that you have been able to build a very successful career as a nurse. You have a great job. You're making a great wage. There are lots of people trying to break into your career who would love to listen to your perspective, as an example. So I would pick either be an industry insider and talk to your industry, or talk to the public about your industry if you have inside knowledge or information about it. Same thing. A nurse, a perspective of, let's say, an emergency room nurse might be incredibly interesting to an audience of, I don't know, moms, for example, who have kids that are, constantly getting sick and or they're worried about their children. And, so that could be the perspective of a nurse about raising children and keeping them healthy. That might be an example. But leverage your career, your industry knowledge, and information that you personally might find boring, but others will get incredible value out of it. Now, one of the things that I want to wrap up with on this is that you can blend and mix and match from all 5 of those strategies. So in many of them, there are 2 or 3 strategies you can mix together. Like, why not do an email newsletter on your career, but also promote affiliate products inside of it, right? So go back through these, figure out which one is the best fit for you. And these fit 2 different scenarios. Either you have a business and you want to add a newsletter component to it. You could use and borrow from all of these strategies, or maybe you don't yet have your first business and you're trying to get your first dollar made online and scale that up into your very first successful business. All 5 of these can get the job done. Each one of them, I showed you an example of someone who started from 0 and in a relatively quick period of time was able to make substantial income from their email newsletter. And on that note, let me know in the comments below if you have any questions at all about starting, marketing, growing, how to get subscribers, or anything at all. Pop them into the questions down below in the comments, and I'll be answering all of your, I'll come back and I will answer all of your questions down there about email newsletters. And on that, if you got value from this, give me a thumbs up or a subscribe, that red subscribe button that you probably see down there. Tap it and join us next time in our next bit of content. I post it all the time. So I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye for now. All right, audience, we're going to come back and do questions in just a moment. And let me just go here. So we're going to take a very quick commercial break and get another sip of coffee in, and then we'll be right back with all of your questions and a bunch more content coming right up. See you in just a minute.
The presidents, celebrities, or characters in this video are all fake and generated by artificial intelligence.
You know, the other day while I was resting my eyes, I woke up to find that I'd built an entire online business.
Really, Joe? How'd you manage to do that?
Well, you see,
Wait a minute, Sleepy Joe. Let me guess. You had PushButton AI do all the work, didn't you?
that's right, Donald. It found me a fantastic domain name, built out a complete site, set up my shopping cart so I can get paid, and even wrote an entire email sales campaign for me, all while I was napping.
Well, I've been using PushButton AI too. And believe me, my new business, it's huge. The best. So much winning, you wouldn't believe.
This PushButton AI sounds phenomenal.
Oh, it is. It's almost as genius as I am.
But with better hair, no doubt.
Guys, all this talk is boring to me. What everyone needs to do is click the link of this video and go to the masterclass to see how to use this powerful technology to build their own profitable online business.
Well, if Elon says it, it must be worth a shot.
You're right, Barry. Everyone should click the link right now.
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Joe, but this masterclass sounds like it's going to be huge. Absolutely terrific. The best masterclass ever given, probably.
Okay, guys, how about we hit that link? Time is money.
And we're back for some of you. So YouTube is doing its ad break. So some of you might be watching ads from YouTube. Some of you might have YouTube Premium, and maybe some of you aren't seeing ads at all. So we'll be getting started with your questions in just a moment. We'll give everybody a minute to get back from the ad break, and I'll do my final little sip of caffeine here before we get to it. And one bit of content. So I'm going to go into your questions. So make sure you pop in the question panel in the comments your questions about starting, building, or growing an email newsletter. Pop those in now, and I'll be answering all of those in a moment. But I want to add one little bit of commentary. One natural thing that goes along with an email newsletter is that you can sell a course. So I would use a course. If you know me, I'm a huge fan of AI generated courses. My business can build them for you. PushButton AI can actually make an entire course business that you can either sell. So if you have an email newsletter on any particular niche market, you then sell them your course that is created by PushButton AI. So that's choice one. Choice two is to give a course away for free to get people to join your newsletter. As an example, I have a newsletter called Ingeniosity, and we create content and we offer it as bait. And we say, hey, if you subscribe to our newsletter, then we're going to give you my show notes, right? So I use my content as bait to get people to subscribe to my Ingeniosity newsletter. And excuse me, the joys of a live broadcast. I get to sneeze at all of you. Sorry about that.
Should add how Mike feels saying that's the sneeze button.
Yeah.
You should use a sneeze button.
I need a sneeze button. Yes. So creating content and giving it away is a great way to get subscribers. So you can use PushButton AI to create an entire course business. You give it away if they subscribe to your weekly newsletter. That becomes a great way to build your newsletter, or the other way around. If you're already getting subscribers with various different traffic strategies, which we're going to talk about in a minute, because I see a very great question about this. So we're going to talk about how do you get subscribers, and then you can sell them on your course. You can take a course made by PushButton AI and literally sell it to your newsletter subscribers. So with that, we're going to go to the questions. So producer Nick, don't forget to shout over there so that everyone can hear you.
All right. Well, Dave wants to know, he says, great golden nuggets. Do you offer courses on newsletters?
I don't have a course on newsletters, but somebody in my audience should use PushButton AI and make one. And then that actually, we could do a newsletter on newsletters that sells a course on newsletters, all made by PushButton AI. So I challenge you, one of you out in the audience who is a PushButton AI customer, go for it. Yeah.
We have a lot of free training on the channel. You don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, that's true. There is. We have several different videos that talk about how to get subscribers, different ways of creating a newsletter. We even did a training on how to use AI to make your newsletter, right? I showed step-by-step how to do it. All of that's here on the channel. So make sure you're subscribed, by the way. So if you're not a subscriber, what's up with that? Tap that subscribe button so you can join me next time. And we're releasing content all the time. We had an amazing video that we dropped today, a really, really good one. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So it's a topic that I think is really important. Yeah, we'll chat about that in a little bit. But yeah, so now, did I answer that question? I think I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
Yes. This is from Tracy. She says, how do you get people to read your newsletter in the first place?
Fantastic question. So you have a couple of options. One, you could do what I just described, right? If you create a course or some piece of content, something of value that you give away for free, and you can literally bribe people to subscribe to your email newsletter and say, subscribe, and I'll give you this free course. Now, as far as how you get people to join your email newsletter, we have a lot of training here on the channel about getting traffic, but a couple quick ones that I'll just say really quickly in this answer is, first up, I would use social media. That I'm a huge fan of making sure you have a social media presence on Twitter or X, Facebook, Instagram, and wherever makes sense, right? If you do video content, you could do YouTube. But at least bare bones, I would say at least X and Facebook as a minimum. And then I would be sharing articles and content to get people to come to your website. When they're on your website, you then tell them to subscribe to your newsletter. And that would be the first way I would do it. The second thing is there are a lot of paid ad strategies that can work really, really well. And there are many newsletters that, let's say they pay $1 to get a subscriber. Well, they're able to make $1 or more from that same subscriber the first month that they have them. So it becomes almost like a money printing machine where every dollar you put in, you're getting $1.20, $2, $3 back, and you can run paid advertising. And there's, if the audience is still very interested in newsletters, it seems like that you are. So if there's still a lot of interest on newsletters, maybe we can do a video topic on that, Nick, so we can put that in the idea bank on how to get newsletter subscribers.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. So maybe we can kind of mash it and say, we're going to teach them how to get newsletter subscribers and turn it into money. That'd be like the I think the hook. Yeah. So, and if there's enough interest, let me know in the chat if that's something you would all be interested in. If it is, then, we're putting it in the idea bank. And basically, the more interest that the audience has on a topic, we pull it out of our idea bank and we do a video on it. Yeah. So there's a little bit of info. And from there, we'll go to the next question.
Yes. So this is from Natural Wellness World. They said, for hobbies, how much can you charge for a monthly newsletter?
Well, you could also have a free newsletter to attract subscribers and then charge them for a community, whether you're using something like School. But a hobby-based newsletter, I would say you could charge anywhere from on the low side, you could go, like $9 a month. On the high side, you're probably looking at $49 a month. And if it's like a hobby, if it's any kind of a thing that can help people make money, it goes up. If it's any kind of a thing that helps people get healthy, that has to do with health, weight loss, things like that, longevity, it can go up from there. But yeah, a paid premium newsletter can, generally be for just a consumer market that doesn't have a lot of money making or problem solving for, I'd say, $9 to $49. And then it can go up from there, depending upon, again, does it help people make money or does it help them solve very important problems? Then you can go up quite a lot. I subscribed to one it's been a while ago. I canceled my subscription, but I was paying $8.99 a month for one that I was in. So
$8.99?
$899 a
for
month.
A newsletter? I didn't know about that. Wow.
Yeah.
Their funnel must have been crazy to get people to.
Yeah, it wasn't until
$1,000 a month.
It was until the founder imploded his business. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, long story, but yeah, I was paying $899 a month for access to that membership. Yeah.
I'm assuming this is like a very high level mastermind business type B2B thing, right?
Yes. Yeah. But again, yeah, it's all relative in regards to the nature of what you're talking about. If what you're talking about in your newsletter is just sort of mildly interesting because it's a hobby, then, it's going to command less money. But if it's something where, there are certain hobbies where there's money involved, right? Let's say that, you're talking about collecting very rare or expensive coins, right? So the risk involved in making a bad decision on acquiring a coin, or maybe getting a counterfeit one or something is high. So then you're going to be able to, relatively have a higher amount of value. Value and pricing, it's all imaginary. Like in truth, right? I know a lot of people, especially if you're not in business, just like general consumers, they have the perspective that you attach value to something based upon some real world number. And that's just not the case. Time and time again, you can see brands that are charging ridiculous money. We're talking billion-dollar companies that are charging ridiculous money for a product that if you tried to value it based upon what it was made out of or the cost to produce it, it would be a tiny amount. It might be like it costs them $20 to make a product. They're selling it for $5,000, right? It's all emotional. It's all imaginary. Value is what the person considers it's worth when they pay for it. That really is it. There is no like hard way to measure. Like you can't measure it. You can't quantify it. There's something more to your pricing than just that. So it's all about how your prospect feels that the information that you're providing is worth. So I hope that's useful. Maybe I just confused everyone. I don't know.
I found it useful.
Okay.
On this topic, it doesn't quite answer this person's question about how much you should charge.
Yeah.
But it's definitely related.
Mhm.
Yesterday, when I was doing research for our segment today, I read an article about a newsletter that was all about pickleball. It was a pickleball newsletter.
Okay.
They had 150,000 subscribers, and it's all about the sport of pickleball. So I'm gonna drop it in the chat. Then if you want to read it, yeah, Bill, if you want to.
That's a free newsletter?
Yeah, it's free.
Okay.
It doesn't talk about so much how they monetize, which is why it's not 100% relevant. But it's all about the hobby of pickleball, and it talks more about how they grew. People talk about how to get subscribers. They got their first 5,000 subscribers by, there's a pickleball Facebook group. They spammed all of the members of the Facebook group, saying, join my newsletter. And they pissed a bunch of people off, actually. But they got their first 5,000 subscribers by blasting and spamming the members of this pickleball group.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I think a lot of success stories, if you go back to their origins, they have some sort of like growth hacking thing they do like that. So
like the Airbnb thing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. Next question.
Yes. Okay. Not a question. This is from David. He says, I'm a subscriber and a new customer. Thanks for being so authentic.
That's the comment?
Yeah, that's from Dave.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Just thought I'd share. And this is a question. It's from Tiffany. She says, using Fiverr for paid traffic, or is that a risk getting low quality audience or bots?
Yeah, when you say using Fiverr for paid traffic, I would never buy visitors from Fiverr, right? So if you see someone saying, pay them $10 and they're going to send you traffic, then that's definitely not something I would do. I definitely would not do that. Now, if you're hiring a person on Fiverr to do something that could get you traffic, like maybe write an article or help do social media content or help you with the SEO of your blog, or right? So it's a place to hire a vendor to do actions that will help you, right? But I would never hire someone just like saying that they're going to send me traffic through a Fiverr gig. Yeah, that's likely going to be bot traffic, just garbage traffic that is going to probably hurt you more than it will help you. Yeah.
What I think it seems like what a lot of these people are doing is they're buying very cheap traffic, but it's cheap for a reason. It's like people from countries who don't speak your language or would be able to. Oh,
and there's a ton of bot traffic. There's like, it's a, I do a lot of stuff with something called solo ads where we buy advertisers, they're email advertising. And the solo industry is just riddled with bot, garbage, junk traffic. So the biggest challenge of being able to make solos work is how do you filter through that? How do you actually make sure you get real good traffic? And that, we cracked that. And that's why we can do really well with solos. But they're just in general, whether it's solo ads or Fiverr gigs or whatever, there is a lot of garbage traffic out there when people are trying to, anyone who's trying to sell you visitors and says, I'll send you 1,000 visitors for X, more than likely that is garbage traffic and probably bots.
All right. Let's see. I think for now, we're all caught up on the questions. We've had some positive comments. May says congrats on 10.9K subs on YouTube.
Yeah, we're like this far from 11,000 subscribers. In fact,
Probably hit today.
I bet that if everyone who's watching me right this moment who is not yet a subscriber, if you tapped that red subscribe button right now, I'll bet that we'll flip over to 11,000 subs before we're off the air. Okay, so if you're not yet a subscriber, do that. Help us hit our 11,000 milestone. Yeah, we're slowly getting our way. Our big goal is to crack 100,000 subscribers, but it's definitely a journey, not a race. So so every subscriber counts. So if you want more content that's about how to get traffic, how to build your business, how to make money with an online business, anything related to that kind of stuff, then this channel is for you. Give us a subscribe and you'll get more content from us. And so speaking about content, we dropped a video today about Facebook, and it's a topic that I don't talk a lot about. I have like this collection of Facebook pages, and combined, we did the math. Wasn't it like it was over 2 million fans, I think.
Yeah.
So
Like
2.5 million fans across a bunch of Facebook pages.
It's 13.
Oh, 13. Okay.
Yeah.
13 Facebook pages, 2.5 million subscribers overall. And some of what I've done with that in the past and how I've kind of allowed them to go dormant, really. And so we are reactivating and relaunching in the world of Facebook. And what we're doing is we're using AI and Facebook to kickstart what used to be a very profitable business model. And we're early yet, and I think it's going to be phenomenal. I think it's going to be very profitable. I think we're going to get a ton of traffic. I mean, previously we got hundreds of millions of visitors from those pages, literally hundreds of millions of clicks and real visitors to our websites using these Facebook pages. So whether you're looking for a business model that you want to use, or you're looking for a traffic strategy that you want to use, we're going to be covering this topic over time, over the coming month or two, while we work this out and see how do we use AI to restart what was a incredibly profitable project. And assuming it continues to work as expected, I'll be rolling out some new AI tools that will even help you do marketing on Facebook. So, and not just Facebook, also X. Yeah, so we were very aggressive with Facebook, and X is a whole new world today. X is actually maybe even a better place to go with this business model. So we'll be mixing those two, Facebook and X, some AI tools, some automation, and some ways to very inexpensively ramp up to huge traffic numbers. So we will be talking a lot more of that. And we dropped our first video on this topic on the channel today. So I'm gonna share that with you in a couple of minutes. And I have a favor to ask for those of you who are with us here, that I'm gonna share that link, and I need everyone here to go watch that video. It's short. It's like what, 10 minutes?
Yes, 10 minutes.
10-minute video. So it's not one of my 30, 40-minute marathons. It's a pretty quick video, and it covers that topic. And what I would appreciate especially is comments. And what I would like, and what I'm hoping is that if you have questions or more things you want to learn about that business model, I would love comments on that video asking those questions. And that will help guide us into the next video that we're going to be releasing about this coming soon. I'm going to drop that link and send you all over there in a few minutes. But do you guys have any other questions? We're going to open it up. We'll do Ask Me Anything on any topic, marketing or otherwise. You can ask me anything on any topic, and we'll handle all of those questions. Maybe you have questions about a strategy. Maybe you have a question about the best way of using PushButton AI to start a business, one of my other products, or anything at all. Ask those questions now, and then we're going to be wrapping up here in just a minute. So what I will do really quickly, I'm going to take one more quick commercial break and then come back with all of your Ask Me Anything questions. Then we're going to talk more about, I have a little more info I'm going to let you know about our AI Facebook business model. And then we'll be wrapping up today. So with that, I'm going to do a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with all of your questions in just a moment. Those of you who are not yet a PushButton AI customer, then you need to check this out. And all you need to do is go to pushbutton.ai/demo, pushbutton.ai/demo, and you can get a live one-on-one appointment to get on Zoom and see this powerful technology in action. And with PushButton AI, it will build an entire business from bottom to top. Everything you need, from your domain name to your logo to videos to audio lessons, an entire course that you can sell as your own, a 30-day email sequence that it writes. You can send a daily email for 30 days, all written by AI, and a whole lot more. It writes your sales page. If you're not sure how to write an expert sales page to convince people to buy stuff, it writes it for you. It writes a free report that you can give away to get subscribers to your list. It even creates and writes the opt-in subscription page to get people to subscribe to get the free report. And it goes on and on and on. It even writes your first 10 blog posts for you, and it can do so much more. Social media posts, ads, all of these things are done, and all you have to do is answer a couple of questions and push a button. Now, PushButton AI is not available to the public at the time of recording this video. And the only way to get in is by invite to our behind-the-scenes beta access. And during your live demo, we'll show you the technology. We'll actually work with you to actually map out an entire course that you could sell as your own. We'll outline the course with you together on the one-on-one Zoom call. And then if you so decide, if you're a good fit, you can come in, join our PushButton AI beta program, and be in business with that very course by the next day. Go to pushbutton.ai/demo to figure out if this powerful technology is right for you. You can register there. You'll book an appointment in the calendar. Be sure you show up. Our team will be very excited to meet you and show you how the tech works, outline your new course for you, and hopefully it's a fit and we can work together to launch your next business. And we're back. And Nick, can you pop out the that call to action link, which is for the demo, pushbutton.ai/demo?
Yes.
Fantastic. And quick survey for those of you out there in the audience. This is an important survey, something I am very curious about. I am considering releasing content on a business model that I have never talked about before. So this is something that I may or may not talk about. It's going to be based largely on how you answer the following question. So please get your chat fingers ready, because I need your answer to a very quick question. So if you could have a business that could produce predictable revenue, right? And you could spend, I'll call it 5 hours a week. If you could spend 5 hours a week and you could have predictable revenue, you don't need, and this business model doesn't involve courses. It doesn't involve AI. It doesn't involve Facebook, something different. But what this business model does require is that you need to be willing for either your face or your voice to be on a video. If you're willing to take your phone and video, it doesn't have to be pointing at your face, but it could be pointing at something like this keyboard down here, right? I got this keyboard right here. If you're willing to take your phone and make a video about that keyboard with your voice, or if you want to show yourself on camera, that's fine too. You'd have to be willing to do that in order to make this work. So I'd like a yes or a no, and the no's are just as important as the yeses. So if your answer is no, I would love to know that. Would you be interested in learning about a business model and implementing and doing a business model that requires you to use your phone and make a video, and you need to spend about 5 hours a week, and it can make pretty substantial, predictable income by doing that? So give me a yes or a no if that's something that you would be willing to do and interested in doing. So both interested and willing to do that in order to make, and people can make, I'd say, on the low side, you could be doing $3,000 a month. On the high side, you could be doing six figures. So it's, it varies quite a lot, but it is somewhat predictable. It is somewhat more consistent than perhaps other more, volatile and risky business models. But it does require, I'm trying to get my wife to do it, and she does not want to be on making videos. She doesn't even want her voice on video. So I can't get her to do it, but I would like to teach someone how to do it. So if you're interested in that, again, give me a yes or a no. The no answers are just as important as the yeses. At
the minimum, what would you say the time commitment is?
5 hours a week. Yeah. 5 hours a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean that's not a bad side hustle, right? 5 hours a week to get to ramp up to like $3,000 a month, not too bad.
Yeah,
and some people are making like way more than that, but cool. All right, I do see. Let me see. I'm going to scroll back. Let's see if I. So I don't see. I only see one no.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Any other no's out there, right? Don't be shy. You're not going to offend me. Like, this is a really important survey question. So the no's are just as important as the yeses. So if that's something that you're not comfortable with or unwilling to do for any reason whatsoever, please tell me no. Don't be shy. I'm not going to be offended. No one's going to think any less of you, but it helps me tremendously to know that information. Okay. But it does at this point seem to be mostly yeses. Thank you for that. Yeah, thanks for that. All right. Well, then we are on Ask Me Anything. There we go. Got a no.
2 no's.
Okay, so now we're up to 2. So the Mick, good. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, some people, there's no, people have different preferences, different comfort levels. Some people want to be able to do that. Some people despise the idea of having their voice be out on the internet, so which is totally fine. But thank you for your answers. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks, everybody. So do we have any Ask Me Anything questions?
Yeah, we've got a few.
Yeah.
Let me take it from the top. So this is from the Blazing Marketer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a question about solo ads. It's a few messages kind of strung back to back, so I'll just read them verbatim.
Okay, so Blazing Marketer's questions on solo ads.
Yes. So here's what they said. When signing up for an account at, say, Udemy, for example, is a place where you can buy solo ads. They say, I'm questioning what the best email is best for use. Should it be using our site email, like hello@blank.com, or our Gmail account?
Yeah, that's totally your preference. So remember, when you sign up for services like Udemy, which is where you go to place some solo ads, when you do that, you are that's your ad. That's just how you're going to communicate to the solo sellers. And by the way, I should probably share my Udemy link. Let me see if I can grab my affiliate link here, and I'll share it with everyone. Might as well. Let's see, copy link. So if you are interested in using Udemy as a source for traffic, I'll give you a quick little link there. And you can get traffic there. But and that's where you can buy email traffic from what are called solo sellers. And Udemy is a big marketplace of many different solo sellers. So, and by the way, I do training on this. If you're interested in this, we periodically, I do webinars about this topic. So if you're on my mailing list, you'll be hearing about, I think, in fact, we might be doing one this week, a webinar about solo ads. But to finish answering your question, when you sign up for services like Udemy, it's how you want to talk to the sellers back and forth when you're communicating with the sellers. It has nothing to do with when the emails are sent out, like they're not going to be receiving them from that email. This is purely for you to be able to log in and talk to the solo sellers. So it's completely up to you, whichever is the most convenient way for you to do that. There you go.
All right. All right, this one's from Dave. He says, starting from 0, what would you start with in Q4 2024?
So we talking about any particular niche or any particular business model, or are you just saying like, if I were, if I got dropped off in the desert with a laptop and nothing else, like what would I do for Q4, or is there some context? So let me know if there's context for that.
Well, what would you do?
What would I do?
You got like a laptop and maybe like $100. You had to make like 1,000 ASAP. What would you do?
Well, what's funny is the business model that I was considering teaching is probably what I would do. So I don't know if I want to spill the beans exactly yet, but
second, your second choice.
Yes. So my first choice, if I were in that situation, my first choice is the business model that I may or may not teach. So I'm going to keep that secret for now. But next up would be, I would say affiliate marketing would be where I would go. I would be thinking about what are big products and services. Like if I weren't trying to start a business, right? There's a difference. If I'm trying to start a business for the long haul, it's a completely different answer. But if all I was trying to do was make a little bit of money in Q4, and I don't have a business, I'm not trying to start a long-term business, I would find e-commerce physical products, things that people would want, or gadgets and gifts and things like that. And I would attempt to promote them as an affiliate. And I would use social media largely to do it. Because if you don't have an advertising budget, it can become difficult. So I would use social media. I might do some press releases. I might try some Reddit marketing, but I would be like personally recommending and sharing and making videos of products and promoting these products. And I would get started early. I wouldn't wait until Q4. Like if people are already shopping, that's too late. You need to get started earlier. And so I would create a quick website, a blog or something, put all the products I wanted to promote on it with my affiliate links, and I would start promoting that now. And I would start press releases, promoting each one of those links on my site, reviews, best, air purifiers or whatever the product that you go through, and then a review of them all. And I would get started now, do press releases, do social media, and capitalize on that. That would be how I would do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of money to be made in the e-commerce industry for Q4. And when we were running my little 6-figure e-com shop, Q4 was like 60% plus of the year's revenue. Yeah. That's how powerful it is. It's like 10 times easier to sell stuff during Q4 than typically.
Well, I remember you would ramp up from like what, $6,000 a month to suddenly you do like 30, 40 grand in the months.
It'd be like eight G's, like a standard baseline, then jumped to like 35.
Okay. Yeah.
And there would be we'd run in, remember the crises we'd run into because I was unable to.
You'd run out of stock, yeah.
Yeah, and my suppliers were like, we're not going to be able to get your inventory till February. Yeah. And I'm like running around, we're running to LA, to like the Diamond District to get. So you get like a flood of traffic and a flood of demand that it's so crazy.
Yeah, it's a natural phenomenon. It's like naturally once a year, it's like a big natural promotion that happens. But
yeah, and for that reason, it's too late, in my opinion, to like spin up your own shop and be the offer owner. Yeah. But you have just enough time to be an affiliate and to tap into this money without being an offer owner.
Yeah,
what you were saying.
Yeah, that's definitely what I would say. Yeah, I mean, it's too risky to try to start your own e-commerce shop at this stage. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're tolerant of risk and you're willing to invest money, that you may or may not lose, then you can go for it, try to rapidly get an e-commerce business going. But it probably is a little bit late to try to hit that season at this point. Yeah.
I would say July is when you should start. If you own a shop, is when you should start prepping for Q4.
Yeah, that makes sense. Next question.
Yes. Okay, let's scroll back up. This is from Balaji. He says, how much traffic is ideal to aim for per day?
Wow, that's like asking, how much food should I eat, right? It depends on so many different factors. What niche market you're in, what traffic strategy you're using, what are the price of your products, how well do they convert, right? It's basically a math problem, right? So you go backwards. If you know how much money you want to make, so let's say I want to make $10,000 a month. And you go, well, okay, my products, how much do my products cost? Well, they're $1,000 each. Okay, well, then I got to sell 10 of them in order to make $10,000 a month. All right, what are my conversion rates? So if I know how much, if let's say 1 out of 100 people buy my product that I send to my sales page, well, I can start to do that math, right? So let's think about that. So if I need to make 10 sales and it costs, and it means I have to send 100 people to my buy page, my sales page in order to sell $1,000 product. Well, what's that math? I'm challenging you. This is math class. And this is what is interesting to me too, by the way, is and let's see who gets the right answer. Yeah. So it's a quiz. This is a pop quiz. So if you need 10 sales and each sale requires you to get 100 visitors to your sales page, how many visitors do you need? And then you can work that out. Here's the amazing thing about marketing that I don't think enough people realize. It's a science, right? It's like an art and a little bit of psychological voodoo wrapped into a science, as weird as that sounds, right? There's creativity in terms of the words you use and the videos you make and the way you get your message across. But when it comes down to the end of the day, marketing is math. It's the math behind how those numbers work, like I just laid out. When you get, and this is why when you start a brand new business, you kind of have to start getting traffic and start measuring things before you ever even have any idea where your business is going. If you don't have the math, you don't have the numbers to gather, it's difficult to know what your business is going to do. So, and then it becomes a battle of how do you continuously improve those numbers, right? So then you start to send traffic, and if you know for every 100 people that get to your sales page, one of them buys your $1,000 product, then you start to work on that. And you go, okay, well, how do I get more people to my website at a profit, or how do I increase my conversion rates? Either way, that's math, right? If I want to go from 1 out of every 100 people to 2 out of every 100 people, then, you adjust and you fix your landing page. You might adjust your targeting on how you're targeting your visitors, and you try to change the math in the equation of, now out of every 100 visitors, you get 2 sales, right? And your business begins to grow, or maybe you're going to focus on, it's already profitable. Maybe that visitors are costing you $1 each, let's just say. And so you spend $100 to get 100 visitors to your website, and you're making 1,000 back in a product sale. Well, the math tells you to just send more visitors, right? Crank up that visitor dial, so it becomes purely a math problem once your site is up and things are going. And then it's a constant state of measuring, looking at the equation and making improvements. And you change something and you see if it improves it. And then if it doesn't improve it, you change it back, right? And then that is the process. And I didn't see anybody answer the math question.
No one wants to do homework.
Wow.
It's like bad memories from algebra.
Wow. Are you? Am I triggering all of you with math questions? What happened there? Here, I'll do the math for you, right? So if if we need 10 sales, so there's 10, and if we multiply that by 100, right, we need 100 visitors to make one sale. So we have to multiply that by 10. See how that works? So we need 1,000 visitors, right? So, but again, it's a math problem, and your unique business is unique. And that's why when a lot of times I get asked questions like that of like, you know, how many visitors do I need in order to have a profitable business? I don't know, right? It's what is your unique equation of you look at those numbers, and then that tells the tale of, you know, either it shows you what's with the weak part of your business, you know, like let's say you're sending 10,000 visitors and you only made one sale. Well, then you know that you not have a problem getting visitors, you're having a problem making sales, and then you can improve that part of the equation, right? There we go. Oh, and the Mick answered it as I was doing the math too. So
I think for content like this, I remember mentioning how we should get you a whiteboard so you can roll out the whiteboard, do this stuff.
So I can really look like a math professor.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to follow the stuff in your head.
Yeah.
Even this simple math, you just, you know.
Yeah.
Just,
well, and that's the funny thing. That's the funny thing
follow.
Too, is I know everybody's very excited about tactical stuff of like this particular business model or this particular traffic strategy, but it's the boring stuff like this equation, right? There's a literal equation that determines the profitability of your business. And that is really where your success is at. It is there. It's in that equation. And a lot of the less interesting things about business are really where the success lies. But people don't like to watch content about that. That's just very interesting to me. Cool. Any other questions?
Yeah, we have a few.
We're going to talk about Facebook. So I want to get to that quickly. So I'm going to try to do rapid fire. We'll do quick. Next question.
All right. This is from Tracy. Just read her verbatim. She says, how is the best way to get quality leads / friends in a niche on a new Facebook account when starting up so that they're likely to be interested, as I get a lot of friend requests?
Ah, fantastic. Well, for business, you don't want friends. It's like that sounds horrible. That's not what I mean. Not at all what I mean. You want lots of friends, but you want Facebook likes on your Facebook business page. And this question is phenomenal. The video we're about to drop, I'm going to give the link in just a minute. It answers this question. It actually tells you exactly what you need to do to get started with a new business on Facebook. So it will answer that question inside the video. So we'll drop that for you in just a minute. So, and which goes for everyone, by the way. If you want to know what to do if you're getting started on Facebook to try to build an audience and get some traffic, the next video that we're going to drop in the chat will show you just that.
All right. This is from the Mick. He says, I couldn't work for a few weeks. Now I'm back, and I don't know if I should focus on the AI lead capture course or an amazing ad formula as my first business. Amazing ad formula seemed a little bit complicated for me.
Okay, so I have some guidance for you. First, welcome back. I'm glad you're back working. So that's glad to hear that. So what I would do, my advice for you is to get your lead generation course up and running. So get your website launched, get a course launched, get some traffic going, get some leads starting to come in the door, would be my recommendation. And then move on to the amazing ad formula. So that would be, definitely my recommendation there. So I would get leads in the door, maybe start selling a course even, and then amazing ad formula would be a perfect place of what to do next. Which, by the way, amazing ad formula is a strategy that I teach and that I use to get traffic to sell stuff. And it's called amazing ad formula. And it's amazing. It truly is.
All right. This one's from Ty. He says, first step in picking a niche. Would this be your first venture? Or would you do another more lucrative, easier biz model like your Facebook page video?
I would say you still want to pick a niche market, right? What to go into. And if you haven't seen my training on something called Ikigai, and if you haven't, then you should see that. It's a fantastic video about how to pick a niche market, and it's in a little bit of an unconventional strategy. It's not like what anybody else is probably going to teach you, but I find that it is the best way to pick a niche that's going to ensure that you're successful, and it's a very specific strategy on how to do that. So check that out. It's a video. You can just search on YouTube. Just put my name in, Bill McIntosh, Ikigai, and it's should I even try to pronounce it? It's Ikigai? AI. Okay. So yeah. So it's or Bill McIntosh niche market. We'll probably also find it for you. But yeah, there's a video on the channel that teaches you exactly how to pick your first niche or your next niche.
Yes. Okay. Last question.
Mm-hmm.
Then we move on.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Shakula. He says, is PushButton AI content generation aligned with Facebook ad regulations?
It is, yes. Everything that we do is designed to be compliant with Facebook terms and conditions, as well as Google's. So yeah, I'm not, every once in a while, I might tell you guys about a black hat strategy that is not compliant, but I will very clearly call it out and let you know that that's what it is. Otherwise, you can always assume if I'm telling you a strategy, it is white hat, that it is compliant and it is following the rules, which that's really what you need to do to have a long-term business anyway. So, but occasionally I'll talk about something, not when I say black hat, I don't mean illegal, right? So everything I teach you is legal, just to be clear. But when I talk about black hat, it means that, maybe it doesn't follow Google's rules exactly or Facebook's rules exactly. And anytime I teach that or tell you about that, I'll clearly make sure that you know. All right. Yeah, which I see there's these gurus out there that teach stuff, and it makes me cringe when I see them teaching people to do stuff that is going to get them banned and thrown off Facebook. And yeah, and they don't, and a newer entrepreneur or someone who's not really familiar wouldn't know. They're just following the advice of the guru. They go and do it, and then they get thrown off Facebook. And yeah, so I'm a big believer in full transparency, full disclosure. You'll always get that from me. And was that the last question?
Some more came in, but no, you said it was on lightning. You still want to
okay, well, I'll do lightning fast. Let's go.
All right. I want you to
that's not lightning fast.
I know. I'm just reading a really long question. Okay. I want to translate this. Screw it. I'll just read it verbatim.
Yes.
It says, I'm an AI member, which I started a while back.
Okay.
I had to hold out, but now I have the time.
Cool.
I did my first ad run for leads yesterday, and I'm not sure what to do with my AI now. And then she follows up and she says, as I want a different niche and to start a new one.
Okay, cool. So first, I'm glad you're a member, and I'm glad you're back and working on your business. That's awesome. It sounds like a common story this week. We have a few people that had to take breaks, and now they're back working on their PushButton AI businesses. So love that. At any time, if you're a PushButton AI customer, you can just make a new business. Like you can literally just go make a whole new business. Now you will need to buy the domain name. So it's like $13.99 a year for a domain name. So it's really cheap, but you'll need to buy, it's in our system, it's called the domain credit. So you buy a domain credit and you can just build another site in any niche you want, as many as you want. There's no limit. So that's what I would do there. As far as specific advice about your exact situation, I need a little more info, and I think we're out of time today. So what I'd recommend is, talk to support. Send an email with other information. If there's more help you need, just reach out. It's help@pushbutton.ai. That's help@pushbutton.ai. You can send your questions there. We'll do our best to help. The tech support will help you. Customer service will help you, and we'll help get you successful. All right. And is that it? Are we good?
I think we're good to go.
Fantastic. Do you have your magic link ready?
I do.
Okay. Now, I've been talking about Facebook, and if Facebook traffic, I got hundreds of millions of visitors from Facebook. And if you're interested in getting good quality Facebook traffic to either build a subscriber list or start a newsletter or maybe to sell your course, whatever it is you want that traffic for, Facebook is a fantastic way to do it. And we dropped a video on the channel today. And the topic technically is faceless Facebook pages. It's a whole business model in and of itself. But the training today is invaluable for anyone who wants to get traffic from Facebook. And I give you a high-level overview, step by step, of exactly what I did to start from zero and get to over 200 million visitors using Facebook. And so it's all on the channel. And I have a favor to ask you. So I want your biggest questions about either building a Facebook page, launching a business on Facebook, getting Facebook traffic, all things Facebook, or any questions about the video. And I would love them as comments. Now, if you watch the video to the end, it's super helpful to me and the channel, and I would eternally appreciate it. So if we're going to drop that link in the chat now, go watch that video. It will go step by step on exactly what you need to do to launch a new Facebook page, and it'll show you exactly what I did. And then drop your comments on that video and just give me your biggest questions, the biggest things that you need to overcome, that you need to have solved, mysteries that maybe the video doesn't answer completely for you, whatever those are, drop them in the comments. And I'm going to be coming back through the comments and answering those questions, but it will also help me for our next video that we'll be releasing here on the channel. So video is dropped there into the chat. Go check that out.
I'm going to get in the description as well.
Ah, fantastic. So we'll drop it into the, it's in the live chat. We'll drop it into our comments on this video and in the description as well. But go check it out. Watch that video, and that'll help you out a lot to get traffic or get started on Facebook. And with that, we'll see you next time on the channel. Bye for now. So for those of you who are not yet a PushButton AI customer, then you need to check this out. And all you need to do is go to pushbutton.ai/demo, pushbutton.ai/demo, and you can get a live one-on-one appointment to get on Zoom and see this powerful technology in action. And with PushButton AI, it will build an entire business from bottom to top. Everything you need, from your domain name to your logo to videos to audio lessons, an entire course that you can sell as your own, a 30-day email sequence that it writes. You can send a daily email for 30 days, all written by AI, and a whole lot more. It writes your sales page. If you're not sure how to write an expert sales page to convince people to buy stuff, it writes it for you. It writes a free report that you can give away to get subscribers to your list. It even creates and writes the opt-in subscription page to get people to subscribe to get the free report. And it goes on and on and on. It even writes your first 10 blog posts for you, and it can do so much more. Social media posts, ads, all of these things are done, and all you have to do is answer a couple of questions and push a button. Now, PushButton AI is not available to the public at the time of recording this video, and the only way to get in is by invite to our behind-the-scenes beta access. And during your live demo, we'll show you the technology. We'll actually work with you to actually map out an entire course that you could sell as your own. We'll outline the course with you together on the one-on-one Zoom call. And then if you so decide, if you're a good fit, you can come in, join our PushButton AI beta program, and be in business with that very course by the next day. Go to pushbutton.ai/demo to figure out if this powerful technology is right for you. You can register there. You'll book an appointment in the calendar. Be sure you show up. Our team will be very excited to meet you and show you how the tech works, outline your new course for you, And hopefully it's a fit and we can work together to launch your next business.
You know you can now launch your own online business with the click of a mouse? Sounds crazy, right? Guess what? It's now possible thanks to our game-changing AI software that's helping beginners build a successful online business. If you have tried and failed at building an online business or you've got no idea where to start, there is good news for you. We are entering a new exciting era of AI, and I'm here to teach you how to use it to build and grow an online business. Because I'm handing you a blueprint, a business in a box powered by AI, and it's called PushButton AI. Imagine a tool so smart it does all the heavy lifting for you. Builds an info product business, sets up hosting, launches the website, and even crafts engaging email sequences. Here's the thing. This isn't like anything else out there, and this is based on what's working right now. PushButton AI is based on my experience of generating over $100 million over the last 20 years and helping over 81,942 customers build and grow their own online businesses. If you'd like to find out more about this, register now and dive into my free live demo to uncover strategies and traffic tricks that will pivot your business and skyrocket your online business from surviving to thriving. Imagine what your life would look like today if you bought Bitcoin when it was $1. You now have the same opportunity with PushButton AI since nobody else is doing this. Don't miss out this time.
The presidents, celebrities, or characters in this video are all fake and generated by artificial intelligence.
You know, the other day while I was resting my eyes, I woke up to find that I'd built an entire online business.
Really, Joe? How'd you manage to do that?
Well, you see,
Wait a minute, Sleepy Joe. Let me guess. You had PushButton AI do all the work, didn't you?
That's right, Donald. It found me a fantastic domain name, built out a complete site, set up my shopping cart so I can get paid, and even wrote an entire email sales campaign for me, all while I was napping.
Well, I've been using PushButton AI too. And believe me, my new business, it's huge. The best. So much winning. You wouldn't believe.
This PushButton AI sounds phenomenal.
Oh, it is. It's almost as genius as I am.
But with better hair, no doubt.
Guys, all this talk is boring to me. What everyone needs to do is click the link of this video and go to the masterclass to see how to use this powerful technology to build their own profitable online business.
Well, if Elon says it, it must be worth a shot.
You're right, Barry. Everyone should click the link right now.
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Joe, but this masterclass sounds like it's going to be huge. Absolutely terrific. The best masterclass ever given, probably.
Okay, guys, how about we hit that link? Time is money.
Did you know you can now launch your own online business with the click of a mouse? Sounds crazy, right? Guess what? It's now possible thanks to our game-changing AI software that's helping beginners build a successful online business. If you have tried and failed at building an online business or you've got no idea where to start, there is good news for you. We are entering a new exciting era of AI, and I'm here to teach you how to use it to build and grow an online business. Because I'm handing you a blueprint, a business in a box powered by AI, and it's called PushButton AI. Imagine a tool so smart it does all the heavy lifting for you. Builds an info product business, sets up hosting, launches the website, and even crafts engaging email sequences. Here's the thing. This isn't like anything else out there, and this is based on what's working right now. PushButton AI is based on my experience of generating over $100 million over the last 20 years and helping over 81,942 customers build and grow their own online businesses. If you'd like to find out more about this, register now and dive into my free live demo to uncover strategies and traffic tricks that will pivot your business and skyrocket your online business from surviving to thriving. Imagine what your life would look like today if you bought Bitcoin when it was $1. You now have the same opportunity with PushButton AI since nobody else is doing this. Don't miss out this time.